It's the Deep for the Week talk show. Are you ready to talk? Let's get deep for the week.
Hello, and thank you for watching Deep for the Week. I'm your host, Kali, and I want to thank you for watching again. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and also comment. We love to hear your input. Today's show is about stripping. It will be one of the many shows we do about stripping. Today's guests will give their input on what is the good and bad about dancing, aka stripping, whatever you like to call it. We've danced for more than just a few years. We've danced for majority of our adulthood. So let's start with our guests. Introduce yourself and tell us your name and where you're from.
My name is Angela, and I'm from California, Pasadena, California, born and raised.
Thank you for joining us, Angela. And so if you feel comfortable telling us, what city and club did you work at in?
I started dancing at a gentleman's club in Pasadena called Pleasures. It was a bikini bar, and then we just kind of went topless. Yeah.
Okay. And tell us, what was one of the good things about dancing? What you thought was one of the good things about dancing when you started?
The money, the hours, the freedom.
Yeah. So we met actually. I'll give you a little background on me and Angela. We've known each other over 20 something years. I've kind of stopped counting now, but it's been over 20 years now. Yeah. And we've danced. That's where we met. We met dancing in Pasadena, California. We danced at a club called Pleasures at the time, and it turned into the show later on when it was bought by someone else or some after it went
Papa Joe's.
Yeah, when it went through a couple things. And so we became really close dancing there. And I'll tell you one of the good things about dancing at that time. It was a lot of good things about dancing. We were treated like little rich princesses at that club. So I think that is what kind of kept me in it for so long, thinking it was going to be like that forever. Yeah. Making just for something $300, $400, $500 just sitting with one guy, and then he goes home and say, have a good night, sweetheart, and then you make extra money from off the random guys after that. But that was one of the good things about dancing, and I guess that's all they know is the good things. But tell us one of the bad things about dancing that you experienced.
The stigma, the disrespect.
Who did you get disrespected from the most, you feel, during your career dancing?
I feel like I got a lot of disrespect from females that didn't dance, that just had in their minds for movies or I don't know, from whatever they hear, because some places, like those nude places are a little more raunchy, but like you said, we were treated like princesses. I love the way Mike would always say, "You're ladies." We weren't even allowed to chew gum. He wanted to wear evening gowns.
We always
he always said we were a family, and I felt like it was a family.
Yeah, the club we worked at in the beginning. I mean, in the beginning of my dance career,
it was a gentleman's club.
Yeah.
Most of the guys, sometimes the scragglers would come through, but most of the guys were gentlemen, and they respected you, and a lot of them just wanted to talk. A lot.
Yeah. We, like you said, we could not chew gum. We couldn't really dance to hardcore rap.
No rap was allowed.
None of that fighting shit was allowed. We couldn't let the guys touch us. Like, they literally had to put their hands back up on the thing like this when they were giving it.
Security did their job. Security did their job.
Yeah. So
I love Big Will.
I can say, I just seen him recently on Instagram. He was like, "Do I know you?" And I'm like, "Come on now." But anyhow, I'll say that is the bad thing. That's the one bad thing I experienced about dancing, the transition, because it happened quickly for me. Like, once, because I danced there most of my career, and then I transitioned to other clubs.
Same.
And it was different then, so you had to adjust.
We actually transitioned together. Remember Hollywood?
Oh man, we've been through a lot. So after that club closed, we went hopping around the whole city. I mean, the whole state of California. Then we went all over the damn country. So, yeah, we experienced every culture of dancing after we did that. So why did you start dancing? Like, what was your struggle? What did you gonna get out of it when you started?
I was a single mom, and it seemed like every other month my lights was getting turned off. Every other month I couldn't pay a bill. Every other month I was suffering, and it was hard. And trying to work and picking up, like I would be at work and trying to get my sister to pick up the kids from daycare. She said she'd do it. So I'm taking my time on the freeway. When I get home, I'm like, where's my kids? She's like, oh, I forgot. So I go all the way back to the daycare. I lived in West Covina. I worked in Pasadena. I went all the way back to Arcadia to where they were at school. And the lady's like, it's $1 a minute that you were late for 2 kids. So I owed like $120. If you don't have $120, you can't bring them back the next day. So stripping, I put my kids to sleep. I had my sister Becky watch them, and I went to work. By the time I left, it was 9:30. They were already asleep. They were all kindergarten and below. And by the time I came home at 2:00 in the morning, by the time I woke them up, they had no idea I was even gone. And I was $600 richer.
Exactly. So that's pretty much the same reason why I started. I had no family support. Like I was the one that babysat. Since I was the youngest, my oldest brother's 13 years older than me and my sister's 7 years older than me. I was a lot younger than them when they had their children. So I was the babysitter. They had access to say, you could babysit you at home. But when I had my kids, everybody was doing their thing. Like nobody tell you they had them kids. And so I was going through the same thing. I was working at a Catholic school and I
was working at a Catholic school.
I was trying to beat that LA traffic, getting off of, I was off of Brand Boulevard off the 210, and I would try to make it to Arcadia by 6:30. And I had 2 kids in that daycare. So I'm paying that $1 per minute per child as well, per child. And, while they dad is just in the street. I mean, within miles, just a couple feet away, while you can walk there in an hour in 30 minutes to get the kids. If you just had to walk back, you can get back home, and they still would pick them up. So I went from getting a check once a month, working at that school, at the private Catholic school, to going from getting that check every fucking night.
That is so funny, because do you know I was working at a Catholic school too? I was working in Immaculate Conception in Monrovia.
Oh, I know exactly. On Magnolia.
Yes.
Where you're working. Yeah. So it doesn't be enough, and without family support, it's like, what do you do? And that's speaking of that, that is why I started this club called Club Wit. We've talked about it. It's for single parents that go through stuff that we go through, that are not pretty enough to strip, that don't have the body, or that are even males, like they don't have the access to.
Oh, yes, because there are males.
Or the self-esteem or the courage or whatever it may take to get to
really, the main thing really is, I feel it's the courage, because a lot of girls made good money because they had a mouthpiece. They know how to talk to somebody. They know how to be polite, considerate, thoughtful. And that's, like I said, people have the wrong idea about strip clubs. I mean, you can get drunk and something wild might happen from time to time, but 100% honestly, people are lonely and they want someone to talk to. And I think a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy, because you don't have the balls to do it. You might not have the looks to do it, but I've seen all kinds: big, fat, skinny, short, tall, pretty, ugly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I've worked with some girls in the city of Industry when I was back in California. It was tapped out, and they was making way more money than me. I guess they was doing but and it was just like, yeah. She looked like she was a burrito, but she was making way more money than me. I was like, that's what it is. It's really about, at the end of the day, you got those clubs that are really shallow, and guys only go there because they know every girl is beautiful, but it's not like that. 90% of the clubs are not like that. So let's talk about customers. What makes a customer a regular for you?
If you click with them, sometimes you just have the personality match. Sometimes, they can come in and you're just their type. Like, you know, there was one time I was dancing and this one guy, you know, I had a friend, Madison, and she went to him and she was very upset and she walked away because when she walked up, he told her, "You're not my type." And he was Hispanic and I'm Black and she was white and he liked Black girls. So he wanted to just talk. He was only 21. He came there like 2 days before they celebrate his birthday. He liked it. So he came back and he was having a drink. And Madison wanted to talk to him. We talked for a while. He was funny. I just sat and talked to him for maybe an hour. He gave me $250. He said he's going to be back Friday with his brother and his friends. And they came back and he told me, go find some girls. And we just drank and laughed and had a good time all night. So those are the best kind, you know, the ones that just want to have fun. You know, the type that want to marry you. The best type are the ones that get fixated, not fixated, maybe that's not, have little crushes because they bring you little gifts on your birthday. They bring you little surprises, perfume, watches. And they ask you, how are you doing? Do you have any bills that are due? Is everything okay? Tell me the truth. Is everything okay? It's like, oh, well, actually, I do have a light bill. And yeah, they give you their credit card. They let you go to the ATM and get whatever you want. It's like, those are the good customers. Yeah.
Well,
buy you dinner.
That would definitely make somebody a regular, you know. And I guess people on the outside that have their biases or never experienced, and maybe even some women and some men or whatever that don't know that, that's also what makes them like, I don't call at that point I start calling them friends. You
Exactly.
know, like when you care about my household, like if I'm telling you like, oh, my car broke down, or, you know, my bills are this or this or that, and you step up, like you become a friend, you become more than just a regular, or just a customer, should I say. You become a regular, AKA friend. So it's like when you call for those emergencies, you know, we don't call the ones we know that don't have it, you know, but if we call you and you come through for that makes you a friend, AKA regular, whatever, you know. That's what they call them in the industry, is a regular. That's what the managers and everybody else. But like, you know, we have each other's numbers. We may even go out to eat and, like you said, go shopping, all other kind of things. And at that point, sometimes, so when you have a regular like that, do you also contribute, like, you know their birthday, buy them things?
And yes, most definitely. I have a friend that was my customer 20 years ago, and he called me today because he lives with his ex-wife, and she had some kind of surgery done. Her bunions removed from her feet, and he could not drop off her car, or he couldn't pick it up and drive his own car. So I went out there and I drove to the place with him to pick up Zoila's car. And then we drove back to the house. Then we went to lunch and he put gas in my car and he came back home.
Well, damn. See, I know you was gonna answer the questions like, you know, he's gonna go all the way up, but yeah, like they be needing to know. I mean, these are the things they want to know. They want to know. So we gonna let these hoes know.
Like I said, half the time they're lonely. They know some good people, because if they wanted a whore, they could get it from the street. Let's be real.
Yeah, so we be their friends too. That's what y'all don't know. But yeah, like, you know, they want to know. They really want to know. And so we're here to tell y'all. So yeah, it turns into that. And then, yeah, you know, sometimes they need someone to talk to. I mean, you have situations where I have some customers, regulars, friends, whatever you want to refer to them as, that they tell me, you know, they don't even sleep in the same room with their wives for years, or on the same floor even. Like, you know, I sleep upstairs, she sleep downstairs. We haven't had sex in 12 years. Like,
somebody sleeps in the garage.
You see what I'm saying? So like, we become their companions. A lot of them are good men too. Very good, loyal men. They knows
me. And she gave me a hug when I came today. Zoila gave me a hug.
Shut up.
She did. We were talking. Like, come on, we gotta go. Come on, you'll talk to her later. I'm like, okay.
Well, damn, how did that report?
I don't want her husband.
Well, she probably like, girl, because I'm not doing that.
Too.
Yeah,
he did something, and I said, quit getting on my nerves. And then he said something. I said, he's crazy. And she says, you think I know? I've been with him for 20 years. I'm like, I know you do.
Wait a minute. That's a whole. Wait, could we get him on the show? And Viola too? No, I'm saying. Wait a minute. Okay, so there's some people that is open to this stuff. Like, you know, like you remember when Tyra Banks came to
Yes.
Pleasure and she flipped that shit on us. She had a
I told everybody she was going to do that because her boyfriend cheated on her with a dancer. So she was going to try to put us in a bad light. I told everybody she was going to do that.
So let me enlighten them what we're talking about. So when we worked at Pleasures, Tyra Banks came to our club and was like, we want to do a show on strippers. We want to show you guys in a good light, you know, show how bad your bodies are. And, you know, and when she did the show, she edited to make us look like homewreckers and whores. We're ruining.
Yeah, she was like, I don't want to sit anywhere in here. It's so nasty and dirty.
You know.
Yeah. I was like, there's half a.
But when she was there, she was, oh, your body is so
friendly with everybody.
Yes. So, yeah. So we just want to share that part. Like, you know, we have the stigma that we're wrecking homes, but I really think that we're keeping some homes together.
There was an occasion, it was around Christmas time, and I was dancing. And this girl, she came in with her boyfriend because a lot of times girls come in, they get drunk, they have fun, they want you to give their boyfriends lap dances. She told me she wanted to buy me for her boyfriend for Christmas. And she said, I know you need the money. I know you have kids. I was like, is that right? And then one girl, London, was dating some guy, and the girlfriend found out that he was talking to her. So she comes to the club. She's like, yeah, I'm going to pay you to keep talking to him. And I know you do it because I know you're greedy and you like money.
Oh, see.
London said, no, she didn't say that to me.
Girl, like, this shit. Okay. See, so like, I mean, you know, it's a whole nother world. Like the strip club, like, you know, it's like what they say, like what happens in Vegas stays. It's a whole nother world. Like you will, when you're in it, it's like
make so much money if that was a reality show. Because some things happened. Do you remember when that wife came in and started fighting at the bar, slapped one of the girls? Yeah, I was sitting with this one customer. And he was sick, and so he shouldn't have been drinking, and he shouldn't have been being there. He had bought me dinner. I'm eating my dinner. We're laughing and talking, and she comes and stands up. She's like, "What are you doing here?" And he's drunk, so he just keeps laughing. I'm looking at him like, "Could you please stop laughing? You're gonna make her hit me." She's like, "It's not your fault, honey. You're just doing your job." She's like, "But you know, he's not supposed to be drinking. He has a heart problem. And I'm just looking at him like, and he's just laughing, and she would not leave, and I just walked away because I was like, I'm in the middle of this. Oh, I was like, let me leave this right at the bar, right there. I was like, let me leave because she was not going to leave.
So
that was
yeah. So with all that, like, what makes a customer horrible? Because we've had some. We're telling what makes a customer horrible? You know?
Stalkers, cheap, somebody that's always wanting extras, someone that tries to make you feel sorry for them. I had a couple of those. One, I don't want to say his name. He would constantly go on about how small his penis was and how he was never going to get married. And he would tell me,
well, you definitely don't get married if you start in the conversation off like that.
40 and I'm 40 and we haven't found anybody. We should just marry each other. And I was drunk and I said, okay. and he was trying to hold me to that. I'm like, look.
You remember what you said? Actually, no.
Well, how many more years? Because remember, and I was like, he was serious.
Dead. And you had to be careful with that.
Then there was one guy, he used to give me so much money. And, you know, like I said, telling all the business on my kid, my daughter, this and the other. And one night he followed me to the gas station. He's like, oh, I want to put gas in your car. I'm like, okay. So he puts gas in my car. He's like, come to my house. I want to hang out with you somewhere. I said, no, I got to go home. He's like, yeah, you really need to stop doing this. You should let me help you get a job. I was like, I'm good. I'm going to do this for a while. He's like, think of your daughter. Think of Ariel. Think of Ariel. Do you think this is the type of mother she needs? Think of your daughter. I'm like, if you don't get the hell away from me. Like, oh, man. The ones that fall in love with you are not too bad as long as they're normal. But those bad customers, they pull stuff out of their clothes that they're not supposed to. I was dancing once and I was just doing my thing. The music was good. And I sat down and something felt like what do you call it? Like a porcupine or something.
Oh.
So I got in, it was little and it was hairy and it was out, and I nearly had a heart attack and fell on the floor. Will thought he pulled my hair because I just like, and I went to the ground. I was like, what the hell are you doing? This is not Mexico. You can't do that in here. So he's like, I didn't know. I did not know. Will snatched him up, emptied all his pockets, gave me the money, kicked him out.
So what makes a customer horrible for me? And I got this one customer and he just won't go away. Like I literally have like people are like, he's here, he's asking it. Like he'll ask everybody. Now I'm not talking about Habibi. You know who Habibi is.
We love Habibi. We love
but
Habibi.
Rest in peace. We think Habibi dead, y'all. But anyways,
he has to be dead.
He has to be dead because he is one of my regulars that he has other people's numbers so that when I don't answer, he can call them and be like, where's Kali? That's how you talk, y'all.
He followed me around crying.
He will cry, literal tears and everything. Like he's 82.
I miss her. When is she coming back? And I'm like, I don't know. And he wanted to sit with me and buy me drinks and give me money to just talk about you. And I was like, okay.
And he told me,
yes, because I was your friend.
If I ever not call you for more than 2 days, I did.
Yeah.
And it's been like,
so sad because he was such a little nice man.
So I know how BB is dead because like he'll look for me and everything, bother customers and everything. But yeah, rest in peace, BB. But what makes a customer horrible for me? I have this one guy. He's Filipino. You know what? I'm gonna send this to him because he's not my customer anymore. I don't give a fuck. So he texts me all the time. He still texts me now, like, bruh.
He's texting me right now.
And if he see anybody he knows that knows me, like a secret or anybody, he bothers them until they call me, just like how BB. But he don't.
Girl, you don't come to get this nigga away from me. He follow me around.
He don't spend enough to be bothering me or nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? It matters. Don't get me wrong. It ain't matter. You don't have to spend a certain amount to be a customer. It's a rapport. But it's just like, it's so annoying. But the thing is, what makes it annoying is that he is like 5 feet, 5'2" tops. And he's getting bigger and bigger every year. But only in the belly. Only in the belly. Like everything else is skinny. And his belly is like,
let me stop.
Dude. And so it's like, trying to give him a lap dance, it's like you can't sit down. It's like I'm just bumping belly.
When you do something else, you like massage his shoulders or something. It's like,
but the thing is, he wants a whole lap dance, like he's in shape and shit. And then so since I can't, like I just have my ass all in his face when I'm giving him the dance, and he keep moving my thumb over and trying to put his little, try to touch my butt crack, and I'm like, Brad, we didn't talk about this for the whole 5 years you know me, but. So now I just, they be like, he's here. And like, I'd be like, girl, I literally have put my hood on and snuck out the club, like, so he couldn't notice me. And then they're like, he's texting me and everybody, I thought everybody said you were here. I'm like, oh, they lied. I left 10 minutes ago. It's because he makes me feel like, oh my God. Like when you tell somebody, stop doing that, and he do it every time. And it's like, so, but why you get dances from him?
And do the ugly little smile.
Oh no. I don't even, it's like I can't dodge him sometimes. Like he'll come up like while I'm giving dances and pay for it. And then the DJ will be like, oh, he already paid. He's waiting for you for after you're done. And you'd be like, kidding me. All right. So, I mean, you can always give the money back and say, I don't want to do it. But I'm kind of nice. I don't be wanting to hurt his feelings. I know he kind of off something or something. So I think he's like on the verge of autism, like spectrum 1. So
like Marie had a customer like that.
Yeah, we be having all kinds. And so that's what makes one horrible for me. Like when you just won't get the program, like I said, don't do that. And you keep doing that. Yeah. So do you still dance?
I told myself I wasn't doing it anymore because just not the same. It's too hard to make the money. They expect too much. They want too much. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to be paying all these high fees to not make any money.
Yeah, that is very,
there's too many diseases out there to be making $150 for somebody wanting to stick their finger in my butt crack or my butthole.
Yeah, I still dibble and dab. I go maybe a couple times a month.
I need to go.
My regulars that come visit me that keep me going, so it doesn't make it as hard, I guess. But when I don't have my regulars there, I don't make that much money because, like what you said, like it's becoming like more of a brothel in the places versus, and it's like, you know,
why they have security, because the security is just there to get a cut of what you make.
yeah, I don't judge anybody. Like if I was a nympho, if I can have sex with a random person, I'd be rich. But I can't. You know, I have to know you.
Drunk and you're cute. We can get a little frisky.
Right, but you know, like
Oh,
to go to the extreme with every just, you know, somebody that's scary. So it's like that's what they're doing. So that's why we're, you know, well, besides age, on our way out, but that's what's making us quit. Definitely not, you know, the money and the money's, it's getting worse. The money's going down like a lot. So what do you do now? What do you do for money now?
I was a foster mother for the last 11 years and was dancing off and on the side, but I'm tired of that. So I'm trying to get a job right now. Right now, I'm doing nothing. Thinking about the dancing thing, but it's like, it's just really not worth it. It's just not. I'd rather just find somebody rich and just marry them. It's not worth it. Yeah, no. So, it's like,
hear me.
Because it's not hard to do. It's not hard to do. It's like I can marry.
Pitching, you guys. You know, I do have a couple rich friends that I'm gonna be sending this to. So
exactly. It's like, and I could just
we out here. You know, some days I have a ring, some days I don't. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm still out there. We still looking. You know, rich, well off. Yeah, we're gonna. I want to do a show where I introduce some single people and do some matchmaking too. So I'll keep that in mind. So if you had to do it all over, would you have done something else?
No. I was a nerd when I first started. I did not know how to wear. I couldn't walk in heels. My ears were not pierced. I used to wear clip-ons. I did not drink.
Your ears wasn't pierced at that age.
No.
Shut up.
I wasn't serious. I worked at a Catholic school. I was a nerd. I was, what's the right? I'm still like a pushover, but I was such a pushover. People always take advantage of me. Dancing showed me I have a little bit of power. It showed me that, look wise, smart enough. It helped me break out of a shell.
Yeah. Same. Like I was extreme, even though I was performing in church. I was a mascot, in school. I was a track star, which is, an individual sport. So all attention on you. I was still extremely shy. Like performing is a different type of, it's different. So I was also kind of a pushover at that age, but I was a fighter because I was a tomboy and I played sports. So like you could push me over, but as soon as I start stumbling, I'm about to get back up and beat that ass. So it was like, but stripping made me not be no longer a pushover. Like I was able to speak up before I began, before I knew you was about to push me. I'm like, you better not fucking push me. You know what I mean? So that's what. And then it made me no longer shy. Now I still have my shy moments.
Alcohol helped me too, because sometimes people still say I'm a little quiet, but the alcohol will get me going. But it's like most definitely yes. It's like,
I think we're the same in that way. We only comfortable in our own environment. I think we're the same in that way. And people misunderstand strippers. They think that we're all like, hey girl, and just crazy and loud and outgoing and not
with the right drink, but yeah, just on regular. It's like no. People that don't know, people that know me from the two different worlds would not even. Yeah, no one would even believe when I first went out dressed sexy, because I used to hide my body. When I would go swimming, I would wear a t-shirt and get into the water and then take off the wet t-shirt, put it on the ground, and then swim around, and then take the t-shirt, put it back on inside the water, and then get out. So it's like I got comfortable because my sisters would always buy me stuff like, oh, this will look good on your body. Oh, this will look good on your body. And my brother-in-law would be like, they're trying to turn you into a hoe because I was conservative. But then it's like he told his daughter that, yeah, Angela used to be so shy, and Melissa and them were kept trying to make her this way. Even my mom, she'd always try to, I'm like, my tires, I'm flat, Mom. She's like, what are you wearing? you better get out and lift your little shirt halfway and open the hood and just look like you don't know what to do, and somebody will help you. And I'm like, okay, Mom.
Oh.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you think it's stripping influence you to do? And I'll give you an example. Like, for example, I got a breast augmentation. And people think that stripping influence that. I did that because I had twins and they sucked me dry. And I had those little like,
and it just looks ugly. And when you get out the
yeah,
shower and you see it, you don't like it. And if you
they
have the
just
money
look
to
like
fix it, what
wrinkly
is
and dinkly. And I was like, I liked when they were like this, and now they're
my
like,
little chocolate Hershey's Kiss? Yeah, exactly. They were nice, and then
yeah.
they're just hanging like, yeah, it's like, no, don't nobody want no milk dust melting down my body. No, no.
So did you do anything to your body because of dancing, or did you do it well, let me just ask you, did you do anything to your body?
I got my boobs done, but I got them done because same as you. It's like I didn't have giant boobs to begin with. I had small boobs, and my son, first of all, when I got pregnant, they got giant. And my son wanted to drink milk until he was almost 4. On his 4th birthday, I said, no more, that's enough. And okay,
4?
Yes, 4.
Girl, ouch.
In the Bible, they breastfeed till they're 5. They're not there for a decoration. They are there to feed your child.
I mean, yeah, but it hurt.
Breastfeed your kid doesn't get ear infections. That's their first immunizations are in the breast milk.
That's true. That's true. Because I breastfed not the first 2, but I breastfed the others, and they don't get sick like that.
Caleb never got sick. Tristan never got sick. Those are
We're gonna talk about that on another show. Immunization, breast milk, all that shit. But so yeah. Do you regret getting your boobs done?
Not really. I really like them. But I feel like because I'm short and I'm hippie, it makes me look more. It's easy for me to look fat now. Because when they were small, it's like I'm small, then boom at the bottom, but now I'm big. So if my waist gets a little bit too big, then I'm looking square, fat. And I'm freaking getting hot right now. So hold on.
So you feel like you I mean, she's not nowhere near fat. She's what they call thick.
Look at my waist now. It's not small no more.
It was so small to me.
Yeah,
I mean, turn around, let me see your butt. It goes with your butt. Yeah, got to back up. There you go. She has a big old booty, so it goes all together. But
I need that small waist, and then that looks really good. But
so I'm getting my breasts smaller when I get my breasts over every 10 to 12 years.
You get smaller.
I'm getting them smaller. They've served their purpose, and I'm retiring soon, so I won't need them to be as is out there. I don't want to look like Dolly Parton.
You now. You look strange without them.
For you, yeah. Well, they're not that big, but yeah, I'm gonna get them just a little smaller. But
they're not that big. They're not that big.
No, they're not. But I regret getting them to a point, and sometimes I wonder what life would be without them sometimes. I do realize the difference in life with them. It's very easy.
I like when I get out of the shower naked and look at my body when I work out. Once I get back to working out, I guess you can call it vain. I mean, like, same for you, I'm sure.
I mean, I use them everywhere I go. Like, I go to my
I'm saying it's like, I like the way they look.
So I mean, I still use them, like, but I guess I don't know. I just want to get them a little smaller because I'm trying to go in different areas in life to where I want people to take me seriously and not look at me just like want to fuck me all the time. Even women, like even women that, oh, your body, like I don't always want to be approached like that. Like, oh, how are you so perfect and you look, it's like
I like it
on what I'm here for.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's why my real issue, because I like it. I like looking. I mean, like, if your whole life you're known as pretty, like my niece said, you have the best body in the family. I like that. I
do, but then I'm hated for that. So it's like that's a catch.
I don't care. They can hate me. I like my body.
It's a catch-22. You know, it's something. You got to be strong. That's what I'll say. You know what I'm saying? But I think I've asked you, and if you guys are viewers, if you guys have any more questions that you'd like to ask us strippers, we're gonna have another show further along in the we'll have more guests, more strippers of all different backgrounds and ages and races and from other parts of the country. We're gathering them up and we're going to get them here. And if you have any questions that you want to ask the stripper, go ahead and put them in the comments and we will definitely get back to you and have another show, maybe with even more guests, more strippers, and answer those questions. You know, we do not mind you getting deep, you know what I'm saying? And all we can do is say we're not answering that. So if you have a question you want to ask us, please do. And I want to thank you, Angela, for joining me in the deep.
With a little alcohol, I'll answer it.
It was fun talking to you always. I hope to see you soon so you can come in studio with us.
Yes, man. I'm working on getting rid of these freaking. That's why I should be dancing and try to get out of this debt, but I'm trying to do something different because I don't have to hurt somebody. But yeah.
You will be.
I thought you were gonna ask, like, you know, what's the funniest thing, and then you're gonna bring up that London situation. Tim still talks about it.
Oh,
the funniest thing that around it.
The funniest thing that probably, well, that was. I guess it's funny to us. Before we go, you want to share?
It should be funny to everybody because I was the one that happened to, so I can laugh at it.
Before you go, you want to share that? Okay, so just in case London watches this, maybe we can get her on there one day. Okay. London, I haven't seen her in a while, so I'm not good at imitating her no more. But I used to have her ass down pat. So let's lighten it up a little bit. What is one of the funniest experiences? I could tell you one of the funniest experiences I had stripping, and it was with you because I was like, bitch. You really had me fooled. But I'll tell you after you tell me, what is the funniest experience you've ever had stripping?
That was an experience with London. So she's a brat, spoiled, and she had a customer and she was being rude to him. So he felt like, oh, I'll fix her because he was drunk once and he mentioned that he kind of liked me. So he was mad at her and she was, well, I'm not going to dance with you. I'm not going to do this. So he's like, hey, you come on. I was like, well, sure, I need some money. Sure, okay. So I go back there and I'm drunk as a skunk and we're dancing and laughing and drinking and talking. And next thing you know, out of nowhere, I just get hit in the head with a purse. And she's drunk. And she's like, how dare you do this to me? Why would you do this to me? You weren't supposed to be friends. And I'm so drunk. I just turn around like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm sorry.
So I think that story is funny to us because we were there. And
yes. Everybody that was there. Because Tim said when they play golf, the guy says, tell the story.
Oh, no. He told you to tell the story. Okay, so yeah. London is another friend that danced with us at the same club. We all danced there for years. And she is, like she said, she comes in one serious, mean little heifer. Like, you know, some people be like, is it okay to sit next to her? And then when she get to drinking, she turns into this sweet little, I'm such a brat. You gotta give me everything. Like, so like, you know, her customer, she be late or she go in the back, take a nap or sometimes not come or whatever. And her customer, we all were good friends. So her customer figured like, oh, your friend won't mind if I give you the money then. And so Angela was giving her a dance and she comes in the dark and Angela, you know, she just dancing from the back and she just get hit from the back. And I'm looking like, girl, you ain't gonna hit her back. You know what I'm saying? And Angela just was like, I
was like, hey, we're here to make some money. What do you expect me to do? Jeez. You turned down $150, okay? You turned down $150 to sit there and drink and laugh.
We are all still, I mean, I guess we don't even call each other friends. We're sisters.
She was just here. She was just here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, like we will jump somebody for each other, but yes. That's why that's funny to us. And my funny story is that time, I don't even know if you remember because I don't know if he was really drunk or not, but you had fell and here my low overprotective ass come running over there trying to help you get up. And you're like, bitch, move. I'm faking. I'm pretending I'm drunk so I can make more money. And I was like, this motherfucker.
I would do that all the time. Like, stop! I'm faking.
Oh, and so that was like, I still to this day, like if I'm like thinking or if I see somebody stumble at a club, I'll start busting up because I'll think about your ass. So like that, like when I tell people like I learned how to dance from one person, I learned the game from another person, I tell them you, because you be like, bitch, you too shy. You got to tell them. I don't give a fuck what you got to tell them. You tell them either, and I'm just like, tell them my kid needs socks. Like, I don't care what you have to tell them. You just
save your utility bill. Get a shut off notice. Bring the shut off notice. I'll be like, I'm just trying to make this $300 and I'm going home. 10 minutes later, like, I gave you the money. Why are you still here? I'm like, my boss said I can't leave. I got to put in so many hours.
Her ass don't give a fuck. So like I learned that from her. Like, you're here, you can't give a fuck right now. Okay, so you going home with nothing? Okay, like so.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is that we've had some great times. The times are not as great anymore, I wish, but yeah, we're on our way out and we're documenting that as well. But I want to thank you for joining me again, Angela, on the Deep for the Week show. It was fun talking to you, and I hope to see you soon again, like we mentioned earlier. And for all of you watching and listening, don't forget to like us on YouTube and all of the social media, and subscribe and share on all platforms. The links will be in the comments for all platforms. Also, comment. We like to hear back from you. Your input is always great. It's not what you do. It is not what you do. It is how you do it. See you next week on Deep for the Week.